No, that is not how we react when a stock market crash happens. Okay? You know, the panicking reaction is the worst reaction you could possibly have when the stock market is crashing, and I'll tell you why in this video. And I'm also going to talk about the best advice that I've ever gotten when it comes to a stock market crash and how it completely changed my mindset. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, when I see a stock market crash now, I think completely different than I did 2 years ago. Now, if you do find this video valuable to you, make sure you click that like button and subscribe. It really helps me out, and I really do appreciate it. And now, without wasting any more time, let's dive right into the video. Alright, so you probably know this if you pay attention to the stock market a lot, and of course since you're watching this video, that the stock market has had some crazy volatile weeks since around the mid of February. And because of this, popular stocks like Tesla, NIO, Apple, Xpeng, on and on, they've had some crazy declines. I believe right now as I speak, Tesla is down over 30% from their all-time high, which is a huge amount. If they sink around 20 or 15% more, it's half the price just cut out. And I know it can be really scary to see prices drop like this, but do not fear, my friend, we will survive. And you might think of the question like, why not just sell the stocks right now and buy when it's even lower? But the thing is that no one really knows how far down the market will go, and there's no one who can predict this 100%. And if someone claims that they can predict the S&P 500 going up 2% tomorrow or 2% down, or the Tesla stock going down 5% tomorrow, it's complete bullshit. It's nonsense. Like, no one can ever predict 100% what's going to happen in the stock market. It's as simple as that. And since no one basically ever knows whether it's going to go up or down the next days, the next week, the next month, the next year, and because of this, you're better off not touching your investments at all if you're certain that these investments are in companies that you have big faith in and you know is going to do really well over the long term. If you're investing in stocks, make sure the company that you invest in have a really nice long-term potential, and you can see the company growing even more and more the next 10 or 20 years. And this is one of the reasons that I have stocks in Tesla, because I know their long-term potential growth, and I know they're going to do really well long-term. So now when the stock has crashed over 30%, I don't mind that at all. I just see that as a huge discount to buy some more shares. And now we're getting into the best advice that I've ever gotten when it comes to the stock market crashing. Alright, so when there's a pullback or a crash in the market, often this is really amplified by panic sellers. And with panic sellers, I mean me 1 year ago. So when the corona crash was happening, I started selling my funds and my stocks, and I was like, oh, I don't want to lose this money. And then again, a few months later, everything just skyrocketed, and I was too scared to buy in again because I thought it was going to reverse again and go even more down. But it did not turn into a decline, and I lost a huge opportunity where I could buy a lot of things on discount. So what we've seen the last few weeks, they're panic sellers. And now in the last few weeks, when everything's been dropping, you've had a lot of panic sellers selling their stocks and their assets, afraid of losing their money, like I did a year ago. And this is the train that you don't want to be in. You want to be in the train with the best advice, which I'm going to tell you right now. So this advice is a quote. It comes from Warren Buffett, a huge investor. If you don't know who he is, look him up and read a little bit about him. And the quote goes like this: be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy. And when I first heard this, I was like, what the heck does that mean? Okay. But then when I let it sink in, it means when everyone's panic selling like they've done right now, and they did, and I did 1 year ago, this is the time you should be greedy. This is the time you should take your assets and take things that you really want and invest in companies that you can afford to invest in right now. It's on discount. Now is the time to buy in. And when everything is rising like crazy, for example, now this year in January, this is when you should be fearful, because then a lot of people are greedy. They can see like so many green numbers. Everything is just rising like crazy. And this is the time you probably should not invest a lot of money. As it said in the quote, be fearful when others are greedy. And this quote just completely changed my mindset when it comes to market pullbacks and market crashes. So now when people have panic sold and everything's been just pulling back, I don't sit back and think like, oh no, I lost all my money, oh no, my profit is gone. As a long-term investor, that's not how you should think. You know, if there's a big stock market crash in 2021, it won't matter, because I'm going to invest in companies for a long time, 10 years plus at least. In companies, of course, that I do have really really strong faith in, like Tesla. Of course, when you log into your account and you see you're down, like, let's say $200, $300, $400, $500 in one day, of course it stings a little bit. It's like, it's never fun to see your money in the red zone and like declining like crazy, but it's a part of the emotional game. And if you can't handle that, you're better off just not investing at all, or maybe just investing in funds that you don't need to really pay attention to. So now when my mindset just shifted because of this quote that I heard in this advice from Warren Buffett, now when everything is crashing, I look at this as a huge discount and it's a huge buying opportunity to get in while it's cheap. And by the way, you never know, since no one can predict the stock market or where it's going to be, who knows, maybe the stock market will be at this level where it is right now and the Tesla stock will be like $500 or $600 for a year or two. That might happen, I don't know. Or maybe it's going to skyrocket, or maybe it's going to decline. No matter what happens, I really do think and believe that it's a long-term perspective that is key here, and the patience. And of course, not being too emotional about your loss when the things are crashing, of course. And I know how easy it is to be really emotional about this. I've been it a lot of times, but it's something you just have to overcome, and you just have to of course, it's not fun to invest when everything is crashing, but that's the time you should invest. So if you manage to get over that obstacle of investing even though everything's just declining, you've made a huge step. And this step in the long term will make you a lot more profit. So remember, this is the time to be greedy when people are fearful and panic selling. And if the stock market keeps continuing downwards into the red, it's even a better opportunity to actually get in and buy some more shares on discount in the company that you really, really believe in. There are arguments for 2021 still being a bullish year. You have COVID vaccines, people are getting vaccinated and immune to the coronavirus. Job unemployment is a big problem right now, but it's been worse and it's getting better. So in my opinion, I do think that the market is going to use a few months right now to regain its balance or maybe decline a little bit more. In the last 6 to 4 months of 2021, I really do think it's going to be really bullish. But again, this is just my opinion and my thoughts of how maybe the stock market is going to turn out this year. And as I say really often, the stock market does what the stock market does. But 2021 until now has been really, really exciting. And I do think the next part of 2021 is going to be really exciting as well. And remember, right now, I do think that we're in a really nice opportunity to buy and invest on discount. That's at least what I'm doing, and I've been using this Warren Buffett quote advice for this year, and it's been treating me really well. Just completely changed my mindset, and I hope it can change your mindset as well if you haven't heard of it before. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Now comment down below where you think the stock market is going to be in 2021, where it's going to go towards the end of 2021 and onwards. I really like to know when I read all of your comments. Remember to do your own research as well, and don't invest any more money that you can afford to lose. Anyway, thank you again so much for watching. If you really like this content, please give it a like and smash the subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. And by the way, in my previous video, I talked about the Tesla stock and if it's crashing or if it's going to rise again, so check that out if you want to. Now that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.